Hi guys, you are watching My Kingdom for a Horse, and before I start talking about what I'm going to talk about, I thought that I would just say thank you to all the people who liked and reblogged our video on Tumblr. We got a much bigger response than we were expecting, and I was so happy that you guys liked the video. And of course, I creepily went onto all of your Tumblrs, and it looks like a lot of you are budding scientists, and that made me so excited because I am a scientist too. And you know, who said scientists can't like Shakespeare, right? And you know, you guys, so many of you are just getting your foot in the door, you know, going to college, and it's gonna seem really hard and people are gonna tell you no, but trust me, you can do something big. You know, take your passion for science, hang on to it, you can be whatever you want to be. It may seem like people have discovered almost everything. I feel that way all the time, but there's something out there that is especially for you and something that you're going to bring to the world. And if you're not a science major, you know, whatever you're doing, you're going to change the world in your own way. I appreciate that, and you are wonderful for doing it. Anyway, back to Shakespeare, because that's what this show is about. Surprise, surprise. I thought we would talk about movies. Remember when I told you not to be the person who makes fun of other people for misquoting Shakespeare? Yeah, you should probably not also be the person who makes people feel bad for only watching movies. Because, you know, it's not just Shakespeare. Fandoms like Harry Potter or whatever, I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now, but for example, fandoms like Harry Potter, you're not any more of a fan if you've read the books cover to cover. Some people just don't have the patience for reading, and some people just don't have the time. When I come home after a really long day in the lab or in class, I just want to sit down and stare at something. Reading requires brain power, watching does not, and that's why I prefer to do it. I'm in school and I read a lot less, which is sad, but that's just the way it is. There are other things you have to do, like, you know, study and homework and stuff. So, you know what, watching movies is fine, and watching Shakespeare movies, even better. Shakespeare was obviously written for people to watch. It's not like back in the day people were flipping through, you know, manuscripts. They were filing up at the Globe or whatever other theater that was, you know, playing the production, and they would watch it. That was what they would do. There was no reading, there was no analysis. Of course, if you're in English class now and you're reading Shakespeare, I'm gonna have to ask you to read it. It's just that what's great is you can watch the movie first. I don't care. I'm not going to judge you. Doesn't mean you understand it any less. When I was in London doing my Shakespeare thing, I didn't read The Comedy of Errors. I've never read it. I just went and I watched it, and that was it. And usually when I watch a play, I'm inspired to read it, but I really don't like that play. However, if it had been something like Henry V, probably would have jumped onto that book ASAP. What's great about movies is that it's a fast and easy way to get into Shakespeare, and a lot of people are getting to Shakespeare now because, what do you know, The Hollow Crown came out on DVD. And you know what? If I want to read Henry V, I can read Henry V. But god damn it, if I want to watch Tom Hiddleston sitting topless in a sauna in Henry IV Part 2, I will do that as well. It doesn't make me any less of a Shakespeare fan, and it doesn't make me understand the play less than you do just because you've read it 60 times. Shakespeare is up to interpretation. Whatever you think is probably right, and you're never wrong. And what's great about movies is that the way the lines are said and stuff like that, you can take with you, and you will get a really good sense of, you know, one of the proposed moods of the scene, because we don't really know how Shakespeare wanted these things to be said, but we can get a pretty good idea, and you can take anything you've seen in movies and, you know, apply it to what you've read. And, you know, it doesn't have to be The Hollow Crown, it doesn't have to be Tom Hiddleston, but I know a lot of you want it to be Tom Hiddleston. But, you know, it can be Kenneth Branagh, it can be Laurence Olivier, it can be whoever the hell you want it to be. Watch what you want to watch, do Shakespeare the way you want to do Shakespeare. I will see you guys next week with a new video, hopefully if school doesn't eat me alive. If you like this video, you should subscribe or talk to us on Tumblr or follow us on Tumblr or do any of the things I suggest in the description below. I hope you have an amazing week at school or at work or whatever, and go watch as many movies as you want.